Hi folks, Bob Reese here with the Guides Forecast. Today is Monday, the 29th of August, and if you haven't heard the news already, we got double D'd. Guess what? Chinook closes after tomorrow. So yeah, something we didn't expect. Had talked to managers earlier about how the run was progressing, and got the message that we thought we might get through Labor Day, but that's not happening. It closes after tomorrow, midnight. Tomorrow is the last day of Chinook retention. So yes, we close after tomorrow, the 30th, last day of Chinook retention. So deeply disappointing. Fortunately, coho are starting to show up in the river. I might as well give a forecast for tomorrow, since that's going to be the last day. Every time I start to talk, my client from today comes over and gives me another 20 for a tip. So maybe I'll wait this one out. Anyway, Chinook fishing was good again today. There were short-lived bites. The high tide bite didn't produce magnificently today, unfortunately. I had high prospects for a late afternoon, good first pass and upper blind channel. We did a late start, of course. There were fish caught first thing this morning, quite a few actually, so hope my clients don't listen to this one today. But nonetheless, we ended up with 4 Chinook and 2 coho, and had a handful of other opportunities today. The spinner with chunk baits worked real good today. Spinfish hasn't been bit well in 2 days, but other folks are catching them on them. I'm just running one of my 6 rods with spinfish, and I'm not excited about the results last couple days. As far as where the fish bit, again, that low outgoing tide bite towards low slack in the first part of incoming was good yesterday on the red line, better today on the Washington side, in particular around marker 1, marker 5, and good deep water bite last 2 days. I didn't provide a report last night, but good deep water bite in front of the church, 60 to 70 foot of water. You didn't have to be that deep, that's just where I was, and getting the baits down there deep where the Chinook are running about 3 hours into the flood tide was good. So we caught a good handful of Chinook there and some nice coho. One big wild one we had to let go. So, but then after that mid incoming tide push, the bite really tapered, and there wasn't a high tide bite up at the bridge on either the Oregon or the Washington side. So as far as tomorrow goes, no doubt, you'll catch a little bit of that outgoing tide. I'm doing a late start again tomorrow, but there will be fish caught on the first part of that outgoing in the morning, and then it'll probably taper off during max ebb, as it often does, and then get good again, where I'm going to focus most of my efforts on the last part of outgoing tide and the first part of incoming, and hopefully do real well by the middle of the incoming, because who knows, hopefully we get a high tide bite tomorrow, but it hasn't been there last couple of days. So as far as what are you going to do after the Chinook closure after tomorrow, again, some folks did pretty good on coho today. I know any day these coho are going to flood into the river. It's going to be really good fishing, but no question you're going to be handling some Chinook for a good handful of days, maybe better than a week, until the coho dominate the scene in the river here. Chinook are still dominating the scene. Obviously, one of the problems we had is that record catches, which translates to a much better than expected run. Certainly that's happening this year. The run was predicted at about 450, and I'm sure it's going to go north of 600 and maybe closer to 650. This is a good return year, no question about it. That means Thule's too, so good thing that we're going to get some Thule escapement. We need to get the Thule numbers up, but what a frustrating situation. We had 6 days of retention of any Chinook, and it's tough to have a good time with that. But fortunately, we had some good mark select fishing early in the season. There's going to be Some good fishing continuing west of Puget Island, or east of West Puget Island is the way to properly put that. But the way that the numbers are cranking, that fishery could certainly be shut down early as well. So be cognizant of that. Astoria is going to be a great place to be in September and October even, especially since some of the other fisheries like the Tillamook Bay fishery are going to be mark select only for fall Chinook. What a crazy thing that is. We got a lot of good coho fishing coming. We just didn't want to have to think about it for another several days. So anybody got any job openings?